We also got 2 Facebook messages this week, which is
Nice.
200% more than we normally get. Oh gosh, I didn't know we were starting. I'm not ready.
Not.
Show me your screen. I don't know where I am.
You're fine.
Oh, did you just restart it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have people skills.
Okay, but you're helping me with this.
Excuse me.
Oops.
Oh, it was just a nightmare.
It's just a nightmare.
This is Help Desk Nightmares.
Is it though?
This podcast takes a look at the interactions help desk and support techs have on a regular basis and the nightmares we encounter.
Does it?
Hey, what number is this, Cody? Do you know? Cody or
Did
Dave?
you ask Dave this time around? I'm
Cody
trying to learn
or
how to use
Dave, I said.
Instagram.
Oh, I have not been keeping. Oh, it's on the screen.
Yeah.
It's 81. See that? I can read.
Fake news.
Mark, you know how many people block me after I try following them on Instagram because my username
Fake
is Chubby
news.
People Eating Cheese?
I
A lot.
would love
How
that.
many people
All of-
block you?
I've been adding my friends, like real life friends, and I'll get a text a couple days later saying, "I'm so sorry I blocked you. I didn't know that was you." Like, how'd you figure it out? This 2
They
days
thought it
later.
was-
Cool.
Who did they think it was?
I don't know, just some rando or a bot account. So I'm interested to see if this hardcore listener who happens to work in our office is going to accept my follow request.
Hardcore listener, you say? Who's that?
Yeah, I don't want to give the name because it's the whole name.
Hardcore. The
It's
whole
super
name?
hardcore. We'll call this person Hardcore Mary. That
Oh.
sounds really bad, actually.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I hope she never
Wow.
listens to this.
Hardcore
Sorry.
Mary, you say?
Yeah, it's such a common name that no one will guess who it is.
Hardcore Mary.
Hardcore
Right.
Mary.
No, you heard it
Okay,
here first.
yeah, we're done with that.
You
I don't
heard
want to
it
get
here
fired.
first. Hardcore Mary.
Change. You got to change the name of the episode to Hardcore Mary.
Oh no.
We've had
Oh,
a
no.
couple of names. Hardcore Mary. What else did we have? Cody's
Street
Street-
Cody.
Yeah, Street Cody. I gotta write these
Street-
down. Street
It's-
Cody.
Why would you think I was Street Cody? They're just being mean. I was-
Hardcore.
Having a conversation with them, they were
Mary.
both ignoring me, and I got a little irate. And they referred to me as Street Cody, like I'm gonna cut someone.
You didn't get a little irate.
Shank them.
Don't
That's
think
a
I
shame.
won't cut you.
Yeah, I'll cut you. Again, I don't want to try an accent because I'm going to offend someone.
So it's
That's
episode. We didn't say it, did we? We just said that it's on the screen,
I did.
but not. You said the number. It's 81. I'll say
81.
it. 81.
Is it 81?
81.
81, 1, 1, 1,
How you
1.
gonna-
Oh,
how you
come
gonna
on.
check
You
up
didn't
on
tell
that?
me it was Guns Out Day.
Come on,
Sun's
man.
out, guns out.
I have to
Cody's
go on
trying to do
Twitch to
his-
see this now because Mark doesn't like sharing his screen.
Because I have on the screen that I'm doing OBS on, I also have the agenda. So it's like, yeah, episode 80 was airplane mode. So
Yes, it was.
There you go.
Holy moly.
Yep.
Cody's got his microphone condom on there.
I do. It's pretty fluffy. Oh,
Thanks, Obama.
it protects me. Oh.
It protects
I-
you.
I think there's a 30% chance this mic stand's going to break mid-podcast.
Oh, that would be fun.
Speaking of needing hardware and new equipment, is
Yeah.
this where we're going to put the plug-in for Patreon?
No, I haven't built it out yet.
Well, since we don't have a Patreon, you should go support Drunken Arcanauts Patreon.
We
It's
do,
pretty cool.
but it's not active yet. Ours is not active yet. So
Yeah.
Don't
So
give us
okay,
any
save
money.
your money is what I think Mark's saying. Save your money. Don't spend it on those people. Spend it
I
on
thought
us
you were-
people.
I thought you were going to say, speaking of hardware, Dave still doesn't have a camera.
Who needs
Oh,
a
That's
camera
right,
when we
that's
have
right.
an IMDb picture?
Yes,
Yeah. Chubby People Eating Cheese has not started, and neither has Cayman's podcast. So
Yeah.
I think we're good.
So
You got
it's
time.
still anybody's game.
Yes, it is.
Exactly.
Because I'm really thirsty, I'm going to interrupt and say I'm drinking Hoplift. Never heard of it. It was from Aldi, so I assume it's Aldi brand. And it smells very gross.
Huh. Oh, I didn't
Bottoms up.
point this one at my face. There we go. Now there's even more light on me. I'm very well lit. Cody is only lit by the light of his computer monitor.
Screen. Yeah.
You know what? Keep
What?
talking. I'm gonna go find another light.
Okay. Well, what did I do this
That'll
week?
teach us.
I'll start with what I did this week. I think I sometimes start with that anyway. We'll see if Cody says something and we can hear him like that one time, and his mic is actually on the headset, but I think he might have turned that off. I did cycle bar as usual. Cycle bar is a good time. So normally I go to a 45-minute class. It's called Classic, and that's like, it's difficult, but it's not apparently it's not the most difficult, because this past week I went to a 1-hour class that's called Performance, and it was the worst. We never got to really have any breaks, and by break I mean like you go slower, or if you're up out of the saddle, like just I guess it's not stepping, but like that, if you're up out of the saddle, usually you get to go a little bit slower, and maybe it's a heavier weight. There was a lot of being up out of the bike saddle and you're going really fast, and it was a real rough time. But I did do it. I finished it. I was successful in that. But I also did hurt my leg while running, so I won't be running for a week to see if that will heal itself.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it got arrested, right?
Yeah, it's the inside
Yeah,
of my
totally.
leg, and I'm not sure what exactly it is. If it's like a tendon. Oh, Cody's turning off lights instead of finding more lights.
Oh, that's way better.
Yep. Oh, it's a strobe light. So if you have light sensitivity, don't watch this episode.
Put a warning up at the beginning.
So
The
I
only
won't be
comment I
running.
have so far, because I was listening to everything, is that Mark's gump leg. I feel really bad for it because he just limps everywhere.
Your TV's
He's like,
not.
"Ooh."
Your TV must not be on, Cody, so you can use your wireless headphones.
Yeah, actually, Lori is in the bedroom.
Oh, so actually, Mark hurt his leg so he can hang out with
My wife.
There you go.
Hey,
Oh,
that took me
okay.
a
I wasn't
second.
sure where you were going with that. I was like, who can he hang
setup.
out with? Yeah, Mark's
Um,
not crippled by
No.
any means. He is just a little bit slower, and when he walks to his car and I have to get a ride with him for whatever reason, I can catch up with him. Because otherwise, he
Yeah.
just zooms down. He's like, watch this. I'm going to skip 10 steps at a time. Just Mary Poppins all the way down the stairwell.
Okay, that was a weird thing to say.
Sorry.
Dave, how was Weird Al? Did you go see Weird Al this week?
Oh, it was awesome. Really good. It was my kid's first concert. You know, both my kids had never been to a real concert before, so it was really hot. It was when the show started at 7. Well, sort of started at 7. It was 90. I want to say like 94, and with the heat index, it was like 102, 103.
Ooh.
We were,
That's
and I
deadly.
hate the heat to begin with, and we were just roasting. But you know, I was like, you know what, we're gonna have a good time. We got in there, we got some burgers, we got some fries, we hung out. Then the orchestra. He was working with an orchestra, so he, I don't remember which symphony orchestra it was, but they played first. They did a bunch of like Star Wars and Superman and Indiana Jones, like movie theme songs, soundtrack stuff. And then he finally came on. It was really good. We had a great time. I took some videos. Maybe I'll put them up someplace. I'll share them with you guys if you want to see it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Don't people usually like put on Instagram the entire concert, and then it's like, I'm never gonna look at your story again because you have 35 story things of the entire thing you went
A lot
to.
of stories with that.
How do you know, Cody? You don't use Instagram.
Back in the day, I used to click through it. Click, 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 click. I've
Click, click,
recorded
click, click, click.
parts of concerts. So I'll record maybe 10 seconds of a concert and I'm done for the whole night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did sections of song. Like I did I think one song I may have done the whole thing, but the rest of it was like a section of the song because I just wanted to watch it and not hold my phone up, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You wanted
was
to
enough.
enjoy it.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
kids were recording a couple things. I recorded a few things. It's fine, you know?
You
Yeah,
splice it together and you have the whole
Yeah.
concert.
Recording it
pretty
for
much.
yourself is a different thing than posting it on Instagram. So
Oh,
if
yeah.
you want to record
Yeah.
it for yourself to watch later, but having everyone who wants to watch your stories watch the entire thing is annoying. Don't do that.
Especially since, cell phones can't really pick up the audio that well. So it's always just like,
Yeah, exactly.
Although the iPhone's microphones are pretty decent. So
are they?
yeah.
The Android's ZTE old phone microphones don't even really work. I don't think
Old
it
phone
does.
microphones.
Yep.
Cool.
Old-timey ones.
Cody, what did
I
you do?
really- Good. Sorry.
Oh, Cody. Cody, go.
Oh.
Cody, what did you do? Cody, go. Say what you did. What did you do this
Okay,
week?
okay.
Go.
I went to Wisconsin.
Ooh.
Gross on purpose?
Yeah, I went and picked up a car in Wisconsin.
Oh.
Another car.
That went well, so now I have 4 cars. Pretty exciting. On the way back, though, blew out a tire and was stuck on the side, stuck 100 miles away, almost exactly. at 11:30 at night from 11:30 to 6 a.m. because we were near Battle Creek, Michigan. They happened to have a huge power outage and no one was towing or doing anything. So AAA is like, you're just going to have to wait there until the sun comes up. So that's what we did. We got towed and it sucked. So we were up for a really long time and it was not enjoyable. So I did not really have a weekend.
Oh.
No
I've been
complaints.
there. I've been there with blowing out a tire on vacation or traveling. It really blows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and it has a little inflator inside there, which would be cool if the entire sidewall of the tire did not break out. So
No spare in the car.
no, not in these newer cars. It's a tiny car. You can't really fit one.
Oh, like a tiny house.
Yeah, it's like a tiny house. We're actually going tiny with everything. Tiny house, tiny car, tiny dog. I got to work on me being tiny, but I'll get there.
Tiny
Just
people
gonna do a
eating
market
cheese.
and exercise.
Cody can make you tiny right here in the right on Skype.
Yep, tinypeopleeatingcheese.com. I'm gonna register that one right now. I'm not.
Please don't. You spent so much money, which is why you need to get
It costs
paid.
like $2.
It does not matter.
Oh, Cody wants to make me have to
Yelp?
do some editing, so that's cool. Cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. I've got a compressor on there.
So
Okay, no, I don't. It's completely maxed out. Sorry.
yeah, but I have lots of compressors and things that the entire feed runs through, and each of our channels runs through, so it's fine.
What? I'm gonna talk quieter now.
Now I'm gonna tell you about so the Halfway Network. Eventually, we're gonna have a Patreon. I don't think anybody's gonna give any money to it, but if somebody does, then maybe we'll do extra stuff on there. Anyway, Drunken Arkanauts and Halfway to Thundertown are doing their Patreons. Drunken Arkanauts has one patron right now, who is me, and they have a little video up there. And if you give them lots of money, then you get extra stuff. So I get episodes before anybody else. I haven't listened to the next one before. I don't remember what day of the week that they upload, but I get it whenever they post it, which is earlier than everybody else. So that's pretty fun. I'll get a shout out on an episode, but I did it from the Help Desk Nightmares
Desk
Patreon.
Nightmares,
So
yeah.
Help Desk Nightmares is going to get a shout out, not me. So that's fun. And that's the shit rat handler tier. You can look at the other tiers. Patreon.com/Drunken Arkanauts. And Cody couldn't find it. I don't know why he's bad at spelling. But there
Because
you
of
go.
the way it's spelled.
I'm sure that
Yeah,
you'll be able to find it on like halfwaynetwork.com. I don't know if that's true right now, but at some point you will be able to. Frederick's Drinking Club. I didn't know that's how you spelled Frederick.
Neither did
And
I. Holy
Royal
cannoli.
fucking Guard is one of the options. So
So can I submit to our Patreon,
what do you mean?
or should I just give you $10 cash each month? Like, I don't know how this is gonna work.
What are you talking about?
Do
When
whatever
you create
want.
a Patreon for Help Desk Nightmares, would you prefer I physically give you cash, or would you like it to go through Patreon?
Does Patreon take a cut?
Patreon takes some of it, but it's not a lot, especially at the $1, I think. It doesn't. I don't care. You can do whatever you want. Do you want the
I'm
special
gonna give it
stuff?
to you in quarters.
So on ours, like it exists, but don't become a patron yet. I haven't done any extra stuff. All the extra that you could get is seeing our, because we stream Twitch and then I export that like the next day or the next week if I remember to YouTube, make it unlisted, and you can only get to it on our Patreon if you become a patron. So you can watch the video basically. Unedited, because I just post up whatever Twitch has, so you can see Cody's face and a picture of Dave. So
Yay.
ours says what you get, and you should go look at it. Don't become a patron yet because it's not ready, but you can go look at it at what it says. But there's a support tier, there's a producer tier, and there's a Mark's friend tier. If you give $7 or more a month, you can be my friend. And I haven't figured out if we're gonna do like Discord or if we're gonna do a Slack chat, and then you
Yeah,
can
I
be our
see
friend.
Slack, and I'm like, oh,
If you
I
can
don't know
be our
what that
friend
is.
IRL. Oh, it's like Microsoft's chat.
It's like a little
Oh.
chat thing.
Yeah,
we,
well-
we did a little thing of that at work for a brief time, but nobody really used it, so we just kind of gave up.
I'm joining the $7 tier now because I want to be BFFs with Mark.
I haven't done so Drunken Arkanauts did an intro video because they actually like put theirs live. I haven't done that yet, and I haven't made any extra videos. I really only have to if people give, let's see, $5. If I have anybody that gives $5 or more per month, I don't really have to until I get anybody.
I'm a little concerned about
haven't-
tier 2 here.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. I just like threw some stuff in there. Cody hasn't done a Chubby People Eating Cheese
Yeah, I was
episode,
gonna
so
say
it's like,
access to chubby people eating cheese.
So there you go.
Doesn't exist.
Maybe I'll make it. Chubby people.
No,
eating
you're not
cheese.
chubby. You can't.
Well, then you got to
Gain
get
some
on
weight,
it before we get a $5 producer level patron.
Oh, man. I'm gonna become a patron, and I'm gonna screw up.
Annie
and I'm gonna have
from
to make episodes for
Annie
myself.
from I almost said the name of our podcast, from Halfway to Thundertown and Drunken Arcanauts, is gonna make us some sweet like background, because I just stole the one that we're using on our Twitch stream from the internet, and then I just put our logo in the banner. But Annie, like, I think she has a degree in graphic design, and that's what she does the stuff for all the other Halfway Network shows. So she's moving.
Nice.
She and Chad are moving. So after that, once they're moved, she said she'd make some cool stuff for us. So that'd be cool.
That's
That'll-
insane.
that'll be good.
Everyone's moving.
Well, that's what happens, Cody.
I'm
When
sorry.
are you
I'm moving
moving?
in with Dave.
You were almost
Sorry to
moving.
spoil it, Mark.
Yeah, we got the room. It's fine.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it was almost moving, but then I was like, I can't afford a house at this age.
No, you can. You're 47. If not now, when? So anyway, patreon.com/HelpDoesNightmares is where you'll get to that. Don't do it now because you're not really going to get anything, but you could give us money if you want to. We only get a couple hundred downloads a week, so I'm not expecting anybody ever to actually do it.
My goal is
but if you want
one
to, it'll be
Mark's
there.
friends here.
Yeah. That's only a mere $84 a year. So there you go.
I accidentally almost put in the business credit card number. That would have been bad.
That's funny. There's a show that I listen to called Potterless, and then he's got a lot. Let me see. Patreon.com/Potterless. Some of them don't show how many patrons they have, but I like when they do. He has 874 patrons.
Wow.
It doesn't say how much he gets per month. Last podcast on the left does. I think they get like $57,000 a month from their patrons. So that's a lot of money. Let's see. Where was I going with that?
I don't know. Patrons.
Wow,
Lori's going to be pissed.
That was anyway, I made a loud noise on mine. That's going to be bad.
It's okay. I believe in you.
So there's a shout out tier if you give $1 a month, blah, blah, blah. This is not, I don't have anything to do with Potterless, but I think I like it. It's a good podcast. Let's see. There's a producer level that's $10 or more per episode. I don't understand how this works. But anyway, if you're at a producer level, then you get Discord, and he'll say your name as a producer of the show every week. And there's a lot of people. He has to say a lot of names. It's so funny.
I was going to say, I kind of want to sign up just to hear my name on a podcast.
His goal is 1,000 patrons, and he says he'll visit London for the Warner Brothers Harry Potter tour and have a live show and or meetup in London if he gets 1,000 patrons. He's got 874. So
that's insane.
He also donates $1 to I don't know if he still does. I haven't heard him say it in a long time, but he donates $1 per patron that he has every month at the beginning of the month to a charity that he picks. So that's pretty fun. I'm not doing that. If you give me money, I'm not giving your money away. So it's mine. I'm
taking back my patronage. I signed up, but I'm taking it back.
No, you didn't. There's no patrons. It says 0 patrons.
I just signed up.
Oh, 1 patron.
Yeah. And I'm the second one on Drunken Arcanauts.
How is it?
Dave, you want to create
did you
one
do
while
a
you're at it?
7?
I'm in a spendy mood.
Did you do a $7 one?
Yeah, I did top tier for everything, okay? Go big or go home. It's the least I can do considering I paid 0 for this entire podcast over 81 episodes.
Halfway to Thundertown. You should do the top tier on Halfway to Thundertown, which is...
Ooh.
Did you do the 5? Somebody has done $5 per month on Halfway to Thundertown. It was not me. Their top tier is $1,000 or more per month.
Oh my gosh.
$1,000 doesn't get you anything extra except unlocking the Annie achievement, but she's really the only competent person in this group, so that's pretty good.
And we really need the money.
You can unlock the J achievement for $100 or more per month. Those are just like joke ones. I like the joke ones because nobody's gonna do those.
I feel bad that Cayman's the $1 tier. I kind of
probably
want to do
because
it just to help Cayman out.
Yeah, that's the Cody tier. That's what I should have named ours because $1 or more per month says $1 gets you a giant thank you from us, episodes before anyone else, and a shout out on an episode. Congrats, like Cayman, you've done the bare minimum, but at least you showed up.
Yeah.
The Cayman / Cody level. That's funny. Oh, so you sign up for the $7 a month. You probably will only do 1 month for Help Us Nightmares. Anyway, so that tells us that we get $6 per month for every $7. It just that's what it tells me. So, I guess I
Pretty
have to add you to the Slack, and you can guest episode us, Cody.
Now I've unlocked the Cayman achievement.
And now I have to make a weekly show bonus video. Thanks a lot. You're
That's what I'm
unlocking the
excited about.
Cayman?
It's just gonna be me watching it, and it's just gonna be Mark flicking me off for 30 minutes straight.
It's gonna be a customized video. Just
Yeah,
for you.
because it's only me. So
Did you do the $10 a month for Drunken?
yeah.
Why does it say 2 patrons $10 per month, but I definitely am a $1? So 10 plus 1 is 11, not 10. Oh, that's confusing.
I don't
Maybe
know
it
how
just
you
shows
see
the
that, to be
highest
honest.
one too.
Could be.
Maybe it just it just shows the highest one to kind
Oh
of
yeah.
encourage everybody else. Ooh, everybody's $10. Maybe
Or you know what I think it is? I wonder if that's how much cash they're getting out of it.
That could be.
that could be, yeah.
I'm interested. Let me go to
Oh, that's true.
Help Death Nightmares. Holy cannolis, it's so hot. We should do a tier called Cody Gets an Ice Pack. And
You already
all
had
the money
one.
goes towards
Ooh.
an ice pack.
Ooh, you know what? You can the whatever tier you want to set it at, you can send them your used ice pack.
Yeah.
There's somebody out there
Yeah,
who's gonna
so-
want that.
Which is just a bag of water by that point.
That's
Yeah,
exactly what it is. It shows you how much money the actual organizer is getting.
Well, you see that one?
Nice.
I don't know. I don't really know much about it, but the girl that plays video games in the bathtub. Have you seen that? Someone at
No,
work.
but I can play video games in the bathtub.
This girl, some kid at work was showing me that there's a YouTuber. I don't remember her name. She plays video games in a bathtub, and recently, I think, so I guess someone asked her to, but she's selling the bath water
Oh, I did hear about
in like
that.
jars. Oh God! And
Yep.
the one eBay sale, one of the jars was going for $11,000.
Jesus.
I'm
So
thinking that
that's
would
what I'm
work well
saying.
for me. I would do it.
Somebody,
I-
that's what I'm saying. I bet you someone would pay that
Yeah.
premium to get the bag of ice that you were using on the show.
That's
Man.
Someone's that.
funny.
Yeah. Keep a
And
girl
if,
belled.
if we
Yeah,
get
okay.
if we get $10 per month in total patrons, Dave will start his podcast. Dave will ever put out an episode of his podcast.
Oh my God! Tell me about it.
That's funny.
I'll be right back. I think Lori fell.
What?
Keep talking.
That's not
She
good.
fell.
My wife.
Now we're just gonna wait for Cody to get back while listening to this copyrighted music that we would get in trouble from if we ever made any money
That-
that didn't come from only me and Cody.
It's like you guys can't sue us. We don't have anything.
Yeah, all of the money is coming from ourselves.
I guess she's either fine or she left.
She didn't fall.
Oh,
I thought she fell in the shower because now she takes care of that on her own, but she's alive.
You were
She didn't
helping her
fall.
before?
I looked in the restroom and she said, "Go away."
Oh, kinky.
Yeah. I gotta go, guys.
Where's the?
Oh, you're so funny.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
Yeah, Cody stopped saying
Ow.
it because I made fun of him.
Yeah,
Well,
there's a
mm.
lot of things. The to be fair, I've become very self-conscious of. You're so funny. Very
New $7
self-conscious of.
patron. I got an email. Meet
Oh,
Cody and his full name.
Well, what if it doesn't have me? It says to put your name in there. It doesn't say to put a username.
Oh, so I'll say your name as a shout out next time, Cody. Because it's supposed to be the first episode, a shout out on the first week following your patronage. So following.
Okay.
I'll have to
Can
figure
you
out how
just
to
say
keep a
Cody
list of
T,
this.
please?
Cody full name. I don't know how to make it, how you like set what you want it to say. Because some people are like on the Potterless one, somebody's name is Can't I Potter. Somebody's name is I can't remember. It's a weird name. Anyway, they make their name weird. Maybe it's just like what you make you log in as.
Oh,
Patron.
maybe. I just thought that would screw up my credit card. Oh, user profile name. There we go. Okay, what do I want? What should we have Drunken
Mauricio.
Argonauts say?
Oh,
Chubby
well, they're gonna
people
say
eating
help
cheese.
Death Nightmares.
oh, have your name be Help Desk Nightmares is a better podcast, so they have to say that.
Yeah,
Ooh, no, but that I don't want to lie. Ouch.
you're not gonna die.
It's just
Oh.
a dig.
No,
That's all.
I don't want to lie. I'm not. I'm.
Oh,
What am I
lie.
afraid Cayman's gonna come and murder me in my sleep if I say that or something?
Maybe. So here's a little teaser that I don't think Dave knows yet, and
Uh-oh.
Cody knows.
Do I know?
Yeah. The teaser is, I it's not a teaser. It's just an announcement. I'm going to Idaho in September to hang out with the Halfway Network folks. Well, the ones who still live
cool.
in Washington/Idaho, because Risky and Clancy are moving by then, and Chad and Annie are moving. They're like moving closer to where I'm gonna be, but so that'll be fun. Hopefully, I still have to contact Clancy/Cayman/whoever I actually have to see if I can guest on their podcast. But definitely Halfway Network, I'll be on theirs. And
I'm gonna
whoever
freak
wants
out
to,
if I hear you on there.
will be on ours. I have to read up on if they say yes, then I have to read up on, because I don't want to be like, I don't know what to do. What do I roll now? What's my this and that? Like I listen to theirs all the time, but I don't fully know, like, if they're like roll for initiative, I don't know what I'm supposed to roll for that, or I don't know what I add for whatever thing. So I'm sure there's like, you can play online. And then it'll tell you what to do.
There's actually, I was searching because I bought a starter kit to play with my kids, mostly because of Stranger Things. But I used to play when I was a teenager, and I've forgotten a lot of it, and I never DM'd. So certainly neither one of them are going to DM and run the game. So I said, I'll do it. I'm sure it'll all come back to me. Well, it was painful. So I started looking up online, and there was another dad that had basically the same scenario as me.
Yeah.
So he actually created like a simplified version of D&D, just the basic things you need to know, what to roll, the damage for this, and everything really, really simplified. I'm actually really excited to try it out with my kids.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was too young to play it when people that I knew were playing it, but I was not allowed to play that because it was considered to be evil. I was very religious growing up.
You weren't allowed to have a Ouija board either.
Oh yeah, that too.
So, real quick before we progress, can we go back to Patreon and you can look at who is the new new Help Desk Nightmares patron?
Who is the new Help Desk Nightmares patron? It doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, I probably have to log in. Let me see.
Oh, come on.
Just a second.
It's okay.
I wasn't logged in. I was just looking at our.
I'm not
page
very
and
creative.
Oh, I have to verify this device. Just a second.
Okay, never mind. It's okay. Let's continue on with this podcast.
Verify this device.
It's lost its appeal. Can we just not do this?
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to cut all of this out. Just a second. Log in. I did log in already. So that's pretty cool. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay. How am I supposed to see who my patrons are?
Well, yeah, you got to figure that out to say their names, right?
Relationship manager. Ooh, isn't that fun? What? So it says that I have had a patron for 11 minutes in the $7, our highest tier, Mark's friend tier, whose name is Cayman. So that's pretty cool.
Holy moly, Cayman!
And you stole a picture of him
guy.
from somewhere.
Yeah, what I'm really excited about is that they're going to talk about it on Drunken Arcanauts and Halfway to Thundertown. So
Sweet.
Good
I have
times.
to look and see what their special stuff is. What am I supposed to get? Oh, I only did the $1 a month, so I just get a shout out and episodes before other people. So there you go. I don't know if they did. There's a thing that you can do. This is all one giant ad. The whole episode's an ad for Patreon. It's not. There's a thing that you can do where you get like a private RSS feed, so anybody who's a patron can get their own copy of, like, if you upload your stuff or you upload a special
That's legit.
one that doesn't go out to the normal feed, then you can put that on a different feed. But Pocket Cast doesn't do that. There's a different free app that you have to, because it can't add in like a special private password. Protected one. There was one actually there. Yeah, I think it might be. I think that Patreon doesn't do a password protected one. There was a different one, the British History Podcast that I used to give money to, that did a password protected one, and I had to do that in a different app. But Patreon is just a different RSS feed. So there you go. Now you know.
The more you know. It's Mark's super short show.
It is. So here's what I will tell you about our Reddit stories.
We're still doing the podcast?
Yeah, by Iron81. I told you guys I emailed you guys what the theme was, but we'll also say you'll find out. If you're not on that email, you'll find out, the people listening to the podcast. Let's see. Another day in the trenches of the service desk. Iron81 says, "Hello, service desk. How can I help?" Printer has run out of ink. What color? I don't know, aquamarine? It should be on the display. Yeah, it's always aquamarine. At this point, I'm quite puzzled as the toner is black, cyan, magenta, and yellow, but I cave without probing and take a cyan. I visit the end user and groan inside my head, the actual toner is black. I called the end user over. Hi, when you give us a call, just check the display and it says what is needed. Yeah, but it's fine. I mean, it's kind of like aquamarine. And so I go back and then come back with the right one to overhear the user say, I cannot do any printing because of the dumb IT tech cannot read. I just said, yeah, it's kind of hard to tell the difference between black and aquamarine.
Wow.
That's tough.
That is brutal.
Let's see. This user, Marma16, writes.
Ooh, marmalade.
I get paid $12 an hour to sit at a desk in the library all day just so tech support doesn't have to deal with non-existent problems from students and staff. I call it the common sense desk because every question I get is dumb. My primary interactions are student or professor, the printer is broken. Me goes to printer, confirm print job. Me presses OK, printer prints. I also would like to note that there's a sign on the printer that says press OK to print. I think it's kind of hilarious and deeply sad that IT had to hire people for this position from 6 in the morning to 2 the next morning, but boy oh boy do I have an endless amount of tales. Edit, the printer is the printer is automatic most of the time, but occasionally needs that little nudge with the OK button. That's what really blows people's minds and why I was hired. They can't comprehend even looking at the printer to see why it won't print. Someone is calling me.
Was that the last Reddit story?
It's all too familiar.
Yeah, you guys talk about that. Someone's calling me real quick.
Oh, no, but it was going to have a conversation about someone that we work with, Mark. Okay, goodbye. Yeah.
People don't read. They don't read the screen.
I think reading the screen, and then one of the biggest things, it's not even with IT, it's just emails in general. And I am guilty of this on occasion, but it's when you send someone an email and it has some important information in there. And they then ask you later on in the day or later on in the week or later on in the month, like, oh, what's the deal with this or that? And you have to awkwardly decide, do I bring up that I emailed or do I just act like it didn't happen and go with the flow? Mark's very good at that. Which is weird for us. You'd think he'd be like this, but I get a little sassy with my responses. If someone ends up emailing me and asking me a question, I will attach the email that I sent them already about it, and I'll be like, as you can see in the email from 6 months ago, we discussed this. Mark, on the other hand, is like, oh yeah, we should do that. Cool.
Yeah, sometimes what I'll do is if I want to sort of softball it and I want to be nice, if it's someone that I don't, I don't know, if someone that I don't think is just being lazy and just forgot, I'll just go, oh, it's the same thing that I sent you in that email a couple weeks ago. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed.
Smart.
And they'll go, oh, yeah. And they'll go,
Search their email.
It gives them an out to go look for it usually.
Yeah, from Dave. Good job. That's the way to do it. That's much smarter and much nicer than what I do. So I think you made the right decision.
I don't always do that, though. Sometimes I do get
You just
angry.
break and you lose it. And you shank someone.
Yeah.
You go all street Dave on people.
Turn into Street Dave.
Oh, I don't know what people at your office are going to do when you turn into Street Dave. Yeah, it's seriously one of the biggest issues that we have in our office is people not properly reading emails. Mark, another thing he's really good at amongst a lot of things is that if there's an IT change or some kind of procedure change, he'll email the entire staff, say that it's important, mark it urgent, do whatever he needs to do so everyone understands that they need to read it. The number of times people just completely ignore the email and then email support 5 minutes after Mark sends the email out saying, oh, what's going on with this? It's bothersome. Like Mark's, people are spending the time to actually make an effort to notify everyone. And it turns out they're just like, not worth my time.
Yeah,
I wish
it's fine.
Oh.
Yeah, when they don't read it, it's like I'm done with you.
Sometimes though, you have to question whether or not it's that they're not reading or that they just cannot comprehend or even remember. We've dealt with people in the past where it's like we'll tell them something and we'll be very clear about it, and they'll ask the same exact thing 3 days later, the same exact way. So those are the ones where just like, we know what's coming. We'll just deal with it. Nothing else we can do.
Not really. No. My favorite thing is when people call and they say, they ask you a question like, I don't know. They ask for help. They calling the help desk for help, and you tell them exactly what they need to do, and they don't either they don't believe you, or they'll go, it's not going to work. I already did that, and they just lie.
Yes, I've tried that already, or something along those lines. At which is okay. Like if you honestly tried it and you did exactly what we asked and it did not work, cool. We'll move on to the next troubleshooting step. But there is nothing worse than a team member or anyone saying that they tried something. You spend hours trying to figure something out, and it turns out that they didn't do the step that they said they did.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I lose so much respect for people when they go about that route of handling things.
Yeah. Sometimes I test people. In Casea, like if you could see the last time that they rebooted.
Yeah.
So I'll ask people that I know brush me off with yeah, and I'll say this could be because you haven't rebooted in a while. When's the last time you rebooted? Oh, I just did it like just before I called you to make sure that wasn't it.
Yeah.
And then I'll look and I'll go, that's weird. The logs say you rebooted on Tuesday at at 3:00 in the afternoon. Oh, you mean I thought you meant closing out of Outlook and reopening Outlook.
Yeah, we've
what I
definitely
said.
gotten to the point where we go into Task Manager and see the CPU time as to how long it's been on, and we will pull that up in front of them, and we'll be like, oh, it looks like your computer's been on for 38 hours. And then we'll catch them. The employees that typically do it, they find it comical more than anything, and then it becomes a reoccurring joke, which is fine.
Yeah.
Just don't take offense to it. If we're pointing out something that you lied about, you're just going to have to deal with it and move forward, hopefully not lying in the future.
Yeah, there's a reason we say what we say. You called us for help, just sort of listen.
Mm-hmm.
And it will help. Then hopefully that'll be part of my podcast if it ever becomes a thing.
Well, yeah, once you start a Patreon, you just put $1,000 supporter. You can have the Annie level.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Someone pays you $1,000. You better get that podcast going.
Yeah, actually, yeah, true. Better get something up.
What have you guys been doing this whole time?
We actually haven't said a word.
I honestly didn't know because you've never ever taken a call during podcasting in 81 episodes.
Yeah, it might happen again.
Is everything okay?
Yeah.
It was important.
It's a computer fraud problem that I'm hoping work out.
Oh gosh.
And
Well, I
that's
hope
all I know
everything
so far.
that doesn't sound okay.
Doesn't sound great. So we'll see what happens. Oh, I had one more. Did you guys talk about that story?
Which story?
The Reddit stories that I had read.
Yeah,
a long
we've been
time
chatting about them.
Okay.
We've been chatting about the topic too. We've been doing a fair job, Mark.
Good. Well, that remains to be seen. We'll see when I edit this episode.
We just chop out our whole
Cantaloupe Camper. Right. 7 days ago. New ticket first thing in the morning. A manager guy says, OMG, why are all these documents wrong? They have the wrong person's name on them. I fired that person last week.
Ooh.
Hold on, this user is still active, and did you tell anyone you fired them? Not yet. It was urgent at the time. Well, okay, so we sort of need to know that, and hey, these documents are filled out dynamically based on whomever's logged in, so the documents will reflect whoever is logged in. Their name will be on the document. I don't know what that means. And fired person is still logging in. Oh no, that's me logging in as fired person. Okay. Well then, yeah, on the document, the name of the logged in user is always on these documents. Hey, by the way, how many people log in as fired person anyway? Oh, about 20 or so. Oh no, is fired person's name on all their work? At least he got it. That's always encouraging. Fortunately, I don't work directly for Manager Guy's company, so I'm not in the position to enforce any kind of sanity on them.
Holy moly. That's one of my biggest fears. I mean, I'm glad that story went another route, but when separating a team member, we've never had an issue where someone has gone completely insane and tried hacking us or hurting our IT infrastructure. But I am always so afraid that upon separation, if I forget to lock something down, I forget to, deactivate their email, deactivate their phone, they're going to do something terrible, and it's going to be on me. Because it always happens that people get separated when Mark's not in the office. So
yeah,
I am almost always the one.
I'm the early person.
Okay. Sure.
Breaking news.
Wow, Dave, that was a good
Didn't I sound
Impersonation.
exactly like her? Yeah.
Dang, girl.
Breaking news.
July 22nd,
okay.
this title is The Unholy Alliance is Born.
Oh no.
Reps from an
What's
IBM
this?
facility in Boca Raton, Florida, where a small group of engineers were secretly developing the IBM PC, meet with Bill Gates and Steve Ballmer of Microsoft to discuss licensing software and an operating system for the still developing PC. Not having an operating system to offer IBM, Microsoft will eventually buy the rights to QDOS 86DOS from Seattle Computing Products, which they in turn licensed to IBM as PC-DOS, and later licensed to PC clone makers as MS-DOS. This alliance between IBM and Microsoft forms one of the most dominant platforms in the history of computing, which goes on to crush nearly all other PC platforms in these 2 decades. Ironically, this platform nearly crushes IBM itself as they lost control of the platform to PC clone makers and Microsoft. What year was this unholy alliance between IBM and Microsoft born?
Dave, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay.
I'm gonna say the first number that jumped into my head was 1980.
Ooh, and I was going to say 1983.
That's
Okay.
right.
One of you is exactly right.
Okay, that means
Ooh.
Dave is. Thanks. Let's end the episode.
The correct answer is 1980.
Yep,
Nice.
of course. Yeah, see, that's the thing is I don't think I've ever been spot on. So
Not in a long time.
Breaking
Breaking
news.
news.
breaking news.
July 19th of this year, the Mac Cube is introduced.
Oh, I thought you meant this year as in 2019.
Apple introduces the G4 Cube Power Macintosh. At the time of introduction, it was one of the smallest desktop computers ever produced. While not considered a commercial success, it did find a small dedicated following, and it was a foreshadowing of future Apple designs. July 19th of what year was the Mac Cube introduced?
19.
Cube.
2002. You like
I
that?
think that's over. I'm gonna say 1997.
Oh.
Neither of you are exactly right, but the correct answer, one of you is over. The correct answer is
Oh,
2000.
well, thanks, Mark. Yeah.
2000.
Like, people can't
It's
figure that
one.
out. When was it? I totally was talking.
2000. 2000.
Okay.
2000.
All right. So somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Yahoo!
I think I forgot to say that. Do that one last time.
Cool.
I don't have the usernames for any of these. Let's see. This
Frank.
user's name is James, who asks,
James. Come on,
how
James.
do CCTV cameras work?
How?
More details.
Yeah, that's all. That's all he wants to
That's
know.
it?
Do they?
That's so weird.
Are you Googling it, Cody?
Was it how do they work or
Yep.
do they work?
How do CCTV
How do
cameras
they
work?
work?
Closed circuit television cameras work like any other camera.
Cody's reading from Google.
No, I swear
Oh.
I'm not. I closed my eyes. They were from any. No, I'm kidding. No, I know closed circuit television. It's a closed circuit television camera system, and it's usually coaxial cable. So it's like what your cable hooks up to,
Mhm.
essentially, something along those lines. But these days, I don't know if you can consider CCTV surveillance systems as like the IP cams or anything like that. If so, it's really just any closed circuit camera system that people cannot access from an outside source.
Yeah, it's not being broadcast anyway.
Yes.
It's all kept internally and recorded internally or whatever.
You could say
what I would
it's on
say.
a closed
Circuit TV.
Oh, you're so funny.
Thanks. He had to do a doubler there.
Yahoo answers user Wallop Memo asks,
Wow, I'll up your memo.
why do my earphones tingle and what alternative can I have for this situation?
Tingle?
Yeah.
More details?
Are they headphones,
Uh,
earbuds?
I have some cheap black earphones and I just pulled them out of my pocket and they are so tangled. It was 5 minutes trying to untangle them and no luck.
Angled.
I thought you said tingle.
Angled.
Angled?
Yeah.
No, tangled.
Yeah, I was like, why are his ears tingly?
Yeah, your earbuds are broken then. But if they're tangled,
Yeah.
it's just he doesn't. You just got to wrap them,
I
roll
yeah.
them up right before you put them away.
Yeah.
Or earbuds, I think it just follows one of the laws of the universe that it can get into absolutely any position
Yeah.
seemingly possible inside your pocket. And there's a chance they're going to come out perfectly wound up and perfectly not tangled. It's also the material, I feel. It depends. Like it's like the matte white material. I'm sure they have different colors, but those tend to get tangled so much in my pocket. Whereas if it was like a harder plastic covering, I don't think it would
With
tangle.
with that braided mesh. I had a pair of headphones that had like
Yes.
a meshy braided things. Those never, ever, ever tangled.
Yeah, because I feel like they don't adhere
spr-
to itself.
Yeah, and they also kind of spring back. I think when you clump them up in a ball, put them in your pocket or whatever. I think when I pull them out, they kind of spring open. It's like they're not. I don't know.
Cody, how often do the headphones you're wearing tangle?
What is that?
Never, but Lori just turned on the TV, so they're going in and out.
My wife.
Mark,
What
Is that a
am I
pig
looking
penguin?
at?
I feel like this should be a tier.
Is that Peppa Pig or something?
Yeah, it looks like Peppa Pig.
So, at the end, I'll talk about this. Or did we already talk about this?
I don't know.
It's okay.
At the end.
I don't know.
Yahoo Answers user Anonymous will call Lori asks. Oh, a question specifically for Dave. Should I buy DayZ or Black Ops 4 on Xbox One?
Oof. Well, I think Xbox. I mean, Black Ops is going to be more action, and DayZ is going to be more open world exploration. I haven't played Black Ops extensively. I've played it a little bit, and it's definitely a lot more action, a lot more fast paced. DayZ is more, or tends to be more exploration. It's a little harder. There's a lot more buttons and to learn, and there's a lot more time where it's going to be boring for you. So I guess it all depends on what type of gamer you are.
I would agree. It
Hope that
depends
helps.
on what
I
kind of
don't-
game experience you want. I would say DayZ is going to have much more replayability than Black Ops 4, though, because
Yeah.
DayZ's been out for years, and I don't think they're planning on releasing another DayZ anytime soon. They just
And they-
update the game itself.
Yeah, and
Black
they
Ops
also
4,
just
there's going to be a new one.
they opened up modding in DayZ, so there's a lot of people create new maps of their own that are just offered by the community, the Steam community. There's mods where they can mod anything. You can host your own server and mod anything you want. You can make it constantly winter, and and people just die from hunger or freeze to death or whatever. You can literally do anything you want with it. So I think when a game like that's opened up to the modding community, it makes it better. I only join modded servers now. They're just so much fun. It automatically downloads DayZ standalone launcher, automatically downloads the mod from Steam, and then you just launch right into the game. You have whatever the mod is, whether it's crazy costumes or flying pigs or whatever the case is. It doesn't matter. You pretty much can do whatever you want.
Cody's looking around for those kinds of things in his room right now.
Mm-hmm. Flying pigs.
Yeah, I see one right behind you.
Yahoo Answers user Caleb, which is my brother's name, asks.
You have a brother?
Yep, I need an Ethernet cable that plugs into a wall socket. Does this exist?
Yes.
No. Well,
They have the adapters, like the power line adapters that are Ethernet based.
yeah, where you can run the Ethernet through the power of the house.
Yeah, but I don't know how reliable that would be.
And I also don't know what he wants that cable exactly to do.
Yeah,
Is-
here's his additional details. I have an Omen laptop 15T. Never heard of that. It has a Ethernet input. I can't use the cable that's plugged in directly into my normal desktop because that's the family computer.
Oh, well, you should just go and get a switch or something like that then.
Yeah.
Go get a $20 Belkin switch or a Netgear switch.
Yeah, go on Amazon. I think they can get even cheaper switches. I feel like the technology in them doesn't have to be anything outrageous.
No.
But you also
Naughty.
fairly certain if it said an Omen laptop, an HP Omen laptop, if I'm not mistaken,
Mhm.
it's gonna have Wi-Fi. Just use Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Wi-Fi is not that great.
My
Um,
Wi-Fi.
My wife.
I.
Close enough. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
that was pretty slick, Mark.
Yahoo
My
answers.
Wi-Fi.
Deserve $7 a month on Patreon.
Yeah. Join our Patreon. Not yet. It's not done. Yahoo Answers user Anonymous will call Patreon asks, flat screen TV? Is it okay to have my TV near a window? Will the sun shining affect the screen any in picture quality? It's not in direct sunlight, just in light.
No, shouldn't. I mean, over an extended period of time, maybe, but I feel like TVs are made these days to deal with a lot of direct exposure to sunlight. The only thing you have to be worried about is we have a smart board at our office, and if the screen, probably if it's plasma, pretty sure that's plasma there. If it's plasma and you bring it outside, there's typically like a thicker sheet of glass over the screen itself. If there's a big enough gap in there, you can get moisture in there, which is what I did. Fortunately, the moisture went away when I filled it with rice.
Do they still make plasmas or no?
So plasmas, I feel like there are some out there. The reason plasma it stuck around so long, in my opinion, is because it has such a high refresh rate. Like it's 600 hertz TV essentially compared to what LED and LCD are, which is between 60 and 120. And getting even 240, you've got to spend an extra $300-$400 on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't have a plasma anymore, or I never did actually. And they had burn-in, which is really bad.
Oh.
Yeah, they had burn-in that I knew.
Yeah. Yahoo Answers user Matthew asks,
Matthew,
should I buy this product? So I found a 2 terabyte USB flash drive on Amazon made by some company called Scorters. But everywhere else I've looked, I've never seen a USB with that much storage, especially not at $45. Should I trust it or just go with something else?
You should not buy a 2 terabyte USB flash drive from Squirters. It's not something that you want to do. I've actually purchased one of those, and it is not the true capacity. It's pretty, like, I'm shocked they're able to get away with it, all these companies, and as long as they've been able to. All it is like a 32 or 64. It could even be like a 4 gig flash drive, but they program it to read in Windows as 2 terabytes. So when you plug it in, they assume, oh, you're never going to put 2 terabytes on there. So you get there, you use it back and forth. You're only using the average, like maybe 16 gigs. You never get up to the 2 terabyte. But if you try to, once you reach that maximum actual hardware space limit, it'll end up crashing and not working, and it won't function anymore. So
you were so
don't
naughty.
do that.
I bought one from like a year or two ago that was a 1 terabyte USB flash drive, and it was cheap. So I'm like, I'll give it a shot. Worst case scenario is I $20 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It is 1 terabyte, but it's USB 1.0, so it's insanely slow.
Oh,
so
See, I wonder if they did that intentionally, because I feel like even 1 terabyte flash storage is so hard to make these days. USB flash drive 1.0. That I wonder if they did that because they know trying to get 1 terabyte of data on that would take forever.
Yeah. It's pain. So I threw it in a drawer, and I'm like, if I ever really need something in a pinch, I'll use it. But
yeah, that's
not
how they
on a
got
regular
you.
basis.
They knew you weren't going to be able to test it at 1.0 speeds. I actually don't even know what 1.0 speeds are. USB 1.0 speeds. They are 12 megabit full speeds.
I don't think I got anywhere near that.
12 MB to MB. That would be 1.5 megabytes per second.
That seems not that fast.
No. Yeah, it was terrible.
It would take... Oh, I guess I'm doing the math wrong. Let's continue on because this is getting boring.
Cool. Yahoo Answers user Marika asks, Do I need
America?
a internet provider for a network adapter? I plan to install one on my PC.
No.
No, you don't, but you're not going to be able to get the internet.
You don't need it, but you want it.
Yeah. Unless you just want to be on your local network. Somehow you have that set up for yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be okay.
That would be interesting.
So there you go. No, the answer is no.
Oh,
You don't.
that was quick.
Yahoo Answers user anonymous will call.
Coward.
Coward
Courage, the
asks,
cowardly dog.
if I turn my Wi-Fi off and just use my mobile data, then go incognito, will my mom still be able to see what I look up?
Yeah. No, it depends. It depends. If you're worried about your mom looking at what you're looking up, you're probably very young. And if the parents have any concern about what you're looking up, they have some kind of software on your phone. I'm going to do it to my kids, but I'm going to tell them outright that their phones are being monitored until they reach a certain age. Then they get privacy. But at 11, 12 years old, you shouldn't be able to look up like really crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the kid could probably check his phone, see what's installed, and see what apps are there that may, look up the ones he doesn't know.
Yeah.
And that if there's nothing there, they won't be able to pull up the history of what he searched in incognito. But there's still a chance they can do it if they're savvy.
Yeah, and then on the back end with the internet service provider, or rather the cell phone provider, there are family plans that you can put on there that you don't even need the application built in necessarily. It'll just track all the data usage.
Nice.
So you never know.
That's true.
I would say just don't look up naughty stuff, okay? And if you want to, console your parents first and make sure it's okay.
Yahoo Answers user George asks, is 12 megabit broadband enough for business use?
Small business.
Yeah, it's
like a business of one.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do much with that.
No, you could check your email, browse the web, but if you need anything else, if you're hosting your website or you got to do files, uploads, downloads, or whatever. No.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. So if it's true enterprise grade fiber
at 12 megabits.
Well, yeah. I mean, it could be. It could just be a super cheap fiber line. But if it is truly enterprise grade fiber and you've got 12 up and down, our office, our average data usage is something like 15, 20 megabit per second. And that's for 50 users. But we have enterprise grade fiber and it's super duper expensive. So it doesn't.
And we don't let them
the
look at
network.
stuff. Nobody can watch Netflix. Nobody can watch Hulu.
Yeah, when we were on, when we had I don't even know what it was. It was just broadband. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Ethernet by any means. If someone was looking up Netflix or listening to music, it would slow down the entire office. So you just got to be careful.
Yeah. Yahoo Answers user Anonymous, who will call. Legolas asks, how do I get YouTube to come film me? I'm having an event at my house and I want to be able to get others to see it. Who do I contact for YouTube to film this?
Your own cell phone.
Yeah. You contact a friend. You don't need to contact YouTube. YouTube will happily upload and live stream all of your stuff for free. It's not going to go to 1 million people the way that I'm sure you want it to, but it just, have a friend with a cell phone, open up YouTube.
Oh my God, Emil!
Whoa! Amazing!
No, I don't like this.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
So here's the thing that, I don't know, hundreds of millions of people in the world have done recently. I did this.
Yes! FaceApp!
Yeah, everybody's freaking out. But here's the problem. Okay, so FaceApp is owned by a Russian company. And they have in their terms of service that they can just do whatever they want. With whatever picture you upload and you turn it into an old person, you can just send it. They can use it. And it's got to be like a well-lit photo of your face. And people are all freaking out about this. Oh, the Russians have, they're going to learn all this stuff about me. And these are the same people that post 12 pictures of themselves a day on Instagram that anyone can also get a picture of you from if they so choose to. The thing that I think that it would be used for, like they could use it for advertisement, whatever. You'll never know because you're not going to go to Russia. But also, they're probably going to use it from all of the celebrities that willingly uploaded their photos, and they can just use that. They're not going to use some random person's photo that looks like an old person or their original for advertisement. So that's kind of silly. I don't think it's that big of a deal. If you don't want somebody to have your pictures, then don't be on the internet at all or social media because your pictures are all out there.
It works
Oh, yeah.
so well, though.
It does
It
work
really
well.
It's amazing. I am blown away because usually those make me old apps, it just puts like a skin over it. It looks awful. You can
Yeah.
see like the shadow in it. It's awful. This, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to become old. I'll look so much better than I look now.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Someone in our office did it. I didn't put it on my phone just yet. I always wait like a little while when something new comes out just just to let other people run into problems first or whatever. Yeah, and it's amazing how well it works. Scary.
Yeah. So if you're super concerned about it, don't use it. If you already used it, too late. There's nothing you can do now.
Yep.
And the people that are freaking out, they're freaking out after the fact, and it's like, well, there's literally nothing you can do now if you've already used it. So there's not a
You
reason
are out of
to
luck.
be so concerned now. You should have been concerned before giving access to your face and your phone to an app.
Bum, bum, ba,
Bum,
bum.
bum, ba, bum.
Sucks to be sucky.
Oh my God, Emil! Wow, amazing! Shut up!
Shut up!
Shut up! Shut up!
Here's one more. Let's see. What is the company's name? Oppo has published a design patent for a smartwatch. Let's see if I can send this link in
Twitch.
Skype.
Oh.
Skype. Send.
Oh, that's interesting.
I received it.
So this company, I think there was another one. Who else? Who's the other company? IBM also is working on similar designs where the smartwatch can fold out or roll out to be really long on your wrist, which seems like a really weird thing to do. Instead of just a square or a circle, then it can just stretch or fold out, and now it's got a really long panel. It's still on your wrist. You got a really long panel on your wrist now. So that's what they're working on. People aren't using the smartwatches that exist. I don't know how big the market will be for a very long, wide smartwatch, but it looks neat as an idea. I would not buy one or wear one like that.
It looks
It's
cool
very weird looking.
in that like you'd be able to watch. It's like a phone essentially that you're wearing on your wrist. But my concern is that they rendered it to be so thin, and if a smartwatch by LG with a quarter of the screen size has to be half an inch thick to store the battery in there, and it only lasts a day, I don't see this being realistic. I feel like it's going to be really thick. It's going to be really bulky, and it's going to be really heavy, and it's just not going to last. It's cool though.
Yeah, this person, the BGR author writes, is there a chance we'll see a product like this from Oppo anytime soon? No, probably not, would be our guess. Samsung has a hard enough time successfully producing a phone with a display that bends just once. And you don't have to be an industrial designer to immediately spot all sorts of challenges inherent in perfecting a gadget like this futuristic-looking smartwatch that has to fold in two places. So
yeah, that and then the rolling TVs that like roll into a box, which is insane. I don't know. It's my TV doesn't need to roll.
yeah, it's fun to think of what could happen in like futuristic things, since we never actually got any kind of flying cars. But I don't know that will this was going to happen anytime soon. But it's fun that they filed a patent for it yesterday. So that's good. Good for them. That is the end of the things that I have to say for this episode of Help Desk Nightmares, episode 81.
So what do we mess with?
Yeah, what do you fuck with this week, Cody?
Trying to get good fuel economy in our car.
Oh, yeah?
That's all I've been
That
looking
sounds exciting.
Mm-hmm. Been doing a pretty good job.
Did you buy that, some random car in Wisconsin? Or you just went to look at it?
Well, it was a dealer or a used car dealership in Wisconsin, but yeah.
Oh.
I bought it and
Is
picked
it
it up
another
there.
Aztec?
Huh?
Is it another Aztec?
It's like a baby Aztec, yes. It's like a mix between a PT Cruiser and an Aztec.
It's a station
It's not
wagon?
It's not pretty.
Oh, it's not pretty.
Yeah, no, you'll see it. Well,
In
it also
3,
has a Wisconsin plates
2,
on it right now.
1. Is that when I'll see it?
Got a blast.
Oh,
No.
that's weird.
Oh,
It's
I
a weird
thought
thing to
we were
say.
doing Jimmy
Oh,
Neutron.
kinky.
No, not that kind of
But I
blast.
can't get it up.
I wanted to pull audio from last week, but I forgot. So Cody sent a smiley face in Skype.
That was me.
That was not
Oh.
me.
Dave sent a smiley face in Skype. Cody sent the same
That was another one. Wait,
I don't know why Cody's
yeah,
doing
he
that
did one as
laugh.
well.
Why? Did you guys send more smiley faces?
Nope, there's only 2 on the screen that I see.
Maybe. No.
What about you,
Anything more
Dave?
interesting?
Cody fucks with a new car.
Well, like we said before, I went to Weird Al. That was awesome. Great time. Really hot, but we made it. I've been driving my wife. Over the past couple of years, she's had a seizure or 2 out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, it's
Ooh.
completely still a mystery. But by law in New York, you have to wait a full year before driving again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in other states, it could be 3 months. It could be 6 months. I'm echoing. But so I've been driving her. She's a teacher, so she has off during the summer, but she's taking a class, and I've been driving her. I'm really echoing a lot.
This echo.
Yeah,
echo.
Skype's having some trouble right
Ridiculous.
now. It'll all come together when we send our audio and I compile it
well.
all.
Whoa,
Whoa.
I can't
Fake
deal with
news.
this echo.
Fake news.
Anyway, so I've been driving her to this class and back and forth. It's about an hour drive each way. So I have to take her to the class in the morning and pick her up at the end of the day. So I took the week off of work so I can do that and she can go to the class. And I've been enjoying sitting around playing DayZ and doing stuff around the house, fixing stuff and beating the heat.
Nice.
Nice. It's gotten
Yeah.
cooler here, so it's been raining like really hard for short
Mhm.
bursts of time. I did that earlier today. I thought I was going to lose power while I was baking cookies.
What? You don't bake sweets?
Yep. I
Maybe
did
they're
not
maybe
lose
they're funny
power.
cookies.
So, oh, I wish. It doesn't usually taste very good though, so waste like ruining cookies by putting extra stuff in it.
Yeah, we actually had a bad rainstorm this morning when I was taking her in the car we're driving, and it was a torrential downpour. We couldn't even see. There was flooding, and it took a long time to get there and get back home. So that really sucked. But echo.
Struggling again.
Echo.
This is so cool.
It's like yodeling.
Yodel. Yodel. He, hoo, hoo.
Let's see. What do I fuck with this week? I listened to a podcast that is called Unhappy Hour, and it was on. It was off for 7 weeks, and now they're uploading episodes again. So I like that.
Nice.
cool.
So I'm listening to that again. Nice.
Actually, there's another podcast I was listening to that I like. It's called The Perfect Scam.
Is this a
It's-
trick to get us to sign up for something?
No, That would be funny. No. It's actually made by AARP. It talks all about scams, and the IRS is calling you and asking for money, and all those phone scams and email scams that go around. Some of them are cool stories. They tell you the story about how the guy got caught, what scam he was pulling, and how the cops tracked him down, and pretty cool stuff. I like it.
That is pretty cool.
I am
The
listening.
Perfect Scam.
I'm also listening to a podcast called The Clearing, which is about
Murders. Genocide.
sort of. I mean, it's like murders, but it's about what's his name? Just a second, I'll find it on a different computer than I'm doing the stream on.
It's a
Oh.
secret. If you
his
want to
name
know,
is
spend
Ed-
$7 a month.
His name is Ed Wayne Edwards. That's my last name. I'll cut that out.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Mark. Yep, took 81 episodes, but you finally screwed up.
I probably won't cut that out. Anyway, he was a murderer, American serial killer, and then now they're trying to figure out. And in the podcast, the first episode is like, here's the stuff that he did. Like his daughter turned him in, and like, oh, he was a creepy guy, and here's the people that he killed. And then the rest of the episodes, I think, are going to be about as after he was revealed to be a serial killer, people started trying to pin all kinds of unsolved crimes on him, and it's like, so what ones actually did he commit? And I think he confessed to 3 additional murders before he died. I think he's dead. Yeah, 2011 he died. But like, what did he actually commit, and what is just like myth and like true crime people trying to pin stuff on him that he wasn't even actually around for? So
True crime people like
last podcast.
Oh, okay. I thought it wasn't sure.
No, it
Halfway.
wasn't them. It wasn't them. But
Okay.
so there you go. Listen to that if you want.
Boom.
Moved
You've
it
been
up.
listening to Help Desk Nightmares on the Halfway Network. If you like the show, for others like it, check out halfwaynetwork.com. Leave us a review on iTunes so other people can find the show. Follow us on Instagram at Help Desk Nightmares. Or for show notes and links, visit helpdesknightmares.com.
Be careful what you say at the end because it might end up at the end of the episode.
I said flipping.
Oh.
This is Help Desk Nightmares Outtakes.
The help desk hates you may or may not ever exist.
Ever. It's the Duke Nukem Forever of podcasts.
Daisy.